All right, guys. Hello, dear viewers. My name is Roberto Wakerl Cruz. Thank you so much for joining me on this hot summer day. It's another scorcher, another hot one out there, and I'm leaving the windows open. Usually I close them. So if you hear some noise in the background, like a cicada or a child running around having a good time at the park, you need to just keep it to yourself. Don't comment about it. I don't want to hear it. Anyway, let's jump into the news because there was some this week, mainly that our Prime Minister has fled the country. Well, not exactly. He's going on vacation again to Costa Rica, which seems to be his destination of choice besides Little St. James Island. Damn it, that would have been a good joke for the end. I just came up with it now. That's Epstein's Island, but that's obviously not true. That was a joke. Obviously a joke. Anyhow, let's just get right into the news because there's not much there. Justin Trudeau, he's going to Costa Rica. He's having a good time with his family. A video of him has emerged of him getting off the plane. And, of course, he is an elite. He doesn't see himself as one of us. He sees himself as above us, obviously. He's a globalist kind of, I don't even want to get into that. This isn't supposed to be an angry show. But here's a video of Justin Trudeau getting off a plane, and he's not wearing a mask. Doesn't look like he has a mask anywhere on him. He's not wearing it on his elbow, which seems like he's the type of guy to do that, or around his ear. Remember early in the pandemic when people would carry them around their ears? He's not wearing it on his wrist like I see a lot of ladies doing, or some men. I don't know, whatever. Doesn't exist anymore, right? So let's roll this video of Justin Trudeau getting off the plane, and let me tell you about it. Great. So that was Justin Trudeau. He's flying away. He's one bad morning. He's already in Costa Rica right now. So let's read a little bit from the Canadian Broadcasting Company. Don't know if you've ever heard of it because nobody ever watches it. The Prime Minister's office says that the family is returning to the same place where they stayed over in the Christmas holiday of 2019 and that they are paying for their own accommodations. Oh, that's nice. The Prime Minister must fly on a Royal Canadian Air Force plane for security reasons, even for personal travel, and the family flights on the last trip from Costa Rica to and from Costa Rica cost the government about $57,000 without thousands more spent on flight crews stay in San Jose. So that's going to cost Canadian. I don't know how much money you guys make a year, but $57,000 is certainly more than I make a year. So the Prime Minister is going on a nice big vacation on all of our dimes, and this vacation is costing us more than we make in a year. Wow, that must be nice. It must be nice to be a WEF elite. I don't have too much to say about that because I'm going to go on Costa Rica and a Costa Rican vacation later this year. I'm going in the winter time. So is he allowed to go on vacation? Well, yeah, but even when I go to Costa Rica, I'm going to be working. I'm working remotely, so he's not even doing that. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a good time to go on vacation. I guess summer is a good time to go on vacation. But anyway, it's going to give Pierre Poilievre a little bit of time to catch up while Justin Trudeau's away, not doing any of these big fancy photo ops. Pierre Poilievre is out meeting the people. In fact, if you wanted to watch the Conservative debate that happened a couple nights ago, I'm sure that you didn't because Pierre Poilievre and Leslyn Lewis both said no. That sounds dumb. And they have both been fined, again, $50,000. Wow, that's, again, more than I make. No, that's about. Anyway. So Pierre Poilievre said no to the debates because basically he said the last debate sucked. You guys wanted to throw on a third debate because it was so silly. The second one was so poorly received. People were holding up paddles. Remember that? I have something to say. And the moderator just didn't do a good job. And there was like trumpet sounds. Wah, 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 like all that goofy shit. So Pierre Poilievre said, no, I'm done with the debates. I'm going to go to Saskatoon and all these places and meet with my base. And boy, is his base big. I mean, he is getting more donations than the Liberals and the NDP did combined in the second quarter of 2022. That's pretty impressive, I gotta say. Wouldn't you say? I say. Speaking of Pierre Poilievre, again, this is not the best episode in the world. The Globe and Mail is on the attack. They're going to come after Pierre Poilievre, as all the media outlets are, saying that he's evil and that you can't trust him, and that in this specific instance, that he's inciting dangerous rage in Canada. Oh my God, he's inciting dangerous rage? How is he doing that? Well, let's read together. I wrote this article. Canadians' anger towards Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is the fault of Pierre Poilievre, who needs to be held accountable, according to the Globe and Mail columnist Gary Mason's most recent work. In his column, Mason argues that he can't remember a politician that has inspired as much visible vitriol as Justin Trudeau, noting that the Prime Minister has had 59 threats made against him during the 40-day federal election in 2019 when Andrew Scheer was Tory leader. In 2021, he knows that Justin Trudeau had small rocks thrown at him at an event in Middlesex County. Important note about that, Mr. Gary Mason. That wasn't. Well, that had nothing to do with Pierre Poilievre. Not only was he not running for prime minister, that was under Aaron O'Toole when the guy threw the pebbles at Justin Trudeau, and Justin Trudeau was like, "Ow, stop throwing pebbles at me." All right, you shouldn't throw things at the prime minister. Don't do that. It's mean. But that wasn't even, that had nothing to do with the Conservatives. If you remember correctly, it actually had something to do with the PPC. It was discovered shortly thereafter that it was the People's Party official who had thrown the small rocks, someone not associated with the Conservatives and certainly not with Pierre Poilievre. So already you're basing you're setting your foundation and you're building it on sand, Mr. Gary Mason. And also on your note that nobody has ever hated a prime minister so much. Has there ever been so much to hate? Is that a question that we're asking? Wow, why is this prime minister getting so much vitriol, causing so much vitriol? Well, is it because he's the most infuriating, divisive leader that anyone has ever had, and that has lost keep saying that he's working on this mandate? What mandate are you working on? 2 minorities in a row? 2 lost popular votes? Riddle me that. I don't know. Mr. Gary Mason knows while this isn't a new phenomenon, it feels different now, and that there is, quote, an element in our society that has ramped things up and has become emboldened, feeling that they have almost been given permission to behave in this manner. Then he says, this is where it gets into Poilievre. I also believe that certain politicians need to own some of what we are seeing. Pierre Poilievre, for instance, is the clear frontrunner to become the next leader of the Conservative Party of Canada. He has been a federal cabinet minister. He's not some random dude on the internet. When he talks, people listen, and lately they have been listening in droves to the man. So this is where first they laugh at you, which I don't know if they ever actually laughed at Poilievre. I think maybe there was some speculation that, he's going to lose to Charest. Not ever going to happen. He was never going to lose the Charest. Then, they look at you and they take you seriously. I don't know. Is that how that saying goes? But they're going, he's not some random dude on the internet. He's going to be the Conservative leader. And this is why that's bad. Mr. Poilievre has blamed Justin Trudeau for almost every problem conceivable to man. Again, just take your premise and run it through a test. Is Justin Trudeau responsible for every problem that man has ever experienced? Yeah. He has blamed him for high gas prices, high housing costs, high grocery bills, even calling it just inflation, which I coined, by the way. He has blamed him for a lack of jobs and for spying on the people. Just take it as if he's speaking as if this is unheard of, that Justin Trudeau has not done any of these things. Well, if you just do the easiest, a few Google searches, Mr. Gary Mason, and you can read all this. We can put the link in the description of this video where I go through each of these examples that he's given. And it just kind of break it down this is why he's saying it. And Poilievre just isn't going out there and being like, you know what Justin Trudeau's caused? High prices, the high house prices. That's it. That's all I have to say. Poilievre is releasing videos breaking down why prices are going up under Justin Trudeau. He's releasing videos saying, here are 5 reasons why Justin Trudeau's the gas prices under Justin Trudeau are so high and how he's not alleviated them. It's not like just making baseless claims like Justin Trudeau smells like shit and he needs to leave, It's making claims with evidence. Totally different, Gary Mason, you dumbass. Then I write a bunch about what Poilievre said in response. And you should go check that out. I don't know what else there is to really say on this one because it's just so hot. It's so hot, and I just wanted to do this video really quickly. So I guess we can do a couple jokes to close out the show. Let me go through the curtain and do my thing. Live from Montreal, it's Roberto Wigrill Cruz. Wow, a lot happening out there today, folks. Hey, have you heard about the news? You want to hear some news things? All right. I only have 2 this week because the third one would get me canceled. So let's go into the jokes. Toronto Uber drivers are denying passengers their rides because they have service dogs. Have you heard about this? What a terrible issue. Surely if you are blind or disabled or need a companion, a furry friend, you should be able to embark on an Uber and arrive to your destination in a timely manner. Sure, I believe that, and I assume most of you believe that. What no one wants to talk about, however, is how this may be a racial issue. A recent study found that 80% of Uber drivers in the Greater Toronto Area are cats. So they don't want service dogs on the Uber because cats and dogs do not get along. All right. Whew. Tough crowd. A Toronto restaurant known for its huge selection of cider has permanently closed. Oh, that's terrible. Nobody wants to see small business failing, certainly not after the 2 years that we have had where the economy has been shuttered, brought to a screeching halt. That would bring a tear to even the most noble man's eye, surely. Business experts say that one reason for the restaurant's closure is because it was, quote, a Toronto restaurant known for its huge selection of ciders. You might as well serve me piss. Okay. Is that the worst episode yet? Certainly the worst jokes yet. Thank you for joining me. I doubt you'll join me next week after this one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.